Hey, what do you know? 2 days in a row. Hey, that rhymed. And well timed. On my way to work, Friday morning. Boy, yesterday went kind of quick. I recorded myself yesterday morning on the way to work, and then never again the rest of the day, but it was just one of those days. And I can tell you what all I did, but looking back now, it doesn't sound like I really spent the whole day doing stuff. But I took about an hour, so I had work till 9. Got home actually about 20 after. Put dinner in the crock pot, barbecue chicken, smelled wonderful. And then I had some ground beef in the fridge that needed cooked, so I just made some taco meat. Changed my clothes. Didn't get laundry going until excuse me, after Danielle gave my father a shower. I started a load of his laundry, and then went to therapy. Dude wore my ass out again. And actually yesterday was the first time he iced me before I left. He's like, let's put a little ice on that for a while. And I'm still kind of whooped, to be honest, but I got to keep doing those exercises. Stopped on the way home, got myself a little quick snack and a couple drinks. And then I realized that quote-unquote quick snack was the first thing I'd eaten all day. And then I chose to sit for a little while. Get off my feet. Chill. Watch Jeopardy. And then it was time to get my father up to Spartanburg. And that's close to an hour drive there and back. It's 2 hours, hour-ish at the doctor. So there was a hunk of the afternoon. I recorded the women's hockey final with the intention of watching it. And I knew my father wanted to see it too. But I watched some of it while I was chilling out. And I'm glad I did. Kinda, because that's all I got to see. We got home, he wanted to watch it, so I put it on his TV, and then it's like, well, you can't watch the DVR things in 2 different places at 2 different times. So I should have just sat with him and watched it, but his brain is so weird with the TV. I looked in after a while, and he was watching Law and Order. I'm like, damn, you really wanted to watch that, didn't you? But instead of me putting it on so I could watch it, I decided it was time to go to the garage. I don't know what time it was. But he said to me, Chrissy, what channel was the hockey on? I was like, it wasn't. It was recorded, so I can put it back where you were. God dang. But then he didn't touch the remote. And that, my friends, is a miracle. He can have his favorite movie on. That Rambo First Blood can be on. And he will just go changing channel. It's like he absolutely cannot watch anything for very long at all. But damn if he didn't sit and watch the rest of that hockey. Until he cried at the end because he was so happy. He's a sports crier. I guess I am too sometimes. Anywho, so that was most of the day. I didn't even eat the barbecue chicken that smelled so good. I had some deli meat that I wanted to get rid of. But it was good. Boar's Head London Port with Wisconsin smoked cheddar and mesquite smoked turkey on a keto soft roll, Hawaiian roll. Yeah, it was good. And then it was time for bed, so I could get up again at 3 this morning. And I gave myself more time actually to sleep But my watch tells me, and I believe it, I just didn't sleep as well last night. I don't know why. But tonight, and especially tomorrow night, I will sleep. Tonight, I will take my normal gummy chewies that help me sleep. But tomorrow night, I will take extra gummy chewies that will knock me on my ass for a while. And sleep like a baby. Sunday is the only day now that I do not set an alarm for myself. I just wake up when I wake up. And this week's the London Derby. It's the London Derby. It's the North London Derby. Sunday. Sunday! I think it's at 11:30. It's on USA. And my little fat ass, my big fat ass will be plopped in front of the TV at that time. I'm gonna make some frittata. Fancy word for messed up scrambled eggs. And I'm actually gonna make a can of biscuits. Why? Because I wanna. No other reason than I wanna. And that, my friends, is all for now. Alrighty, I do on occasion drive in the daylight. And plans have changed a little bit. Not terribly. Okay, so I think I said this morning, maybe I didn't, but I think I said this morning, I had a protein drink at work yesterday. And I did the same thing today. I took a protein drink with me to work. I take the Quest 42 gram vanilla. I open it, top it off with Folgers instant coffee, and by the time it shakes up and absorbs and gets into, like fully merges with the coffee, it's pretty damn good, and it's like, looks like chocolate milk, but it's not. It's that coffee-ish. I dig it for the protein, dig it for the caffeine, blah, blah, blah. So I took one with me today. Didn't take any fruit. I took fruit as well yesterday. Didn't take any fruit today. I never had it. I left it in the fridge at work. So I am now, it is almost 10 after 10, and I'm starving. Nothing sounds good. I had a bite about that big. Seriously, not big, but just a little bite of a brownie. And that's all I've had to eat today. So I'm hungry. The worst part about that is, I always, whether I'm hungry or not, I always have the urge to get something to eat while I'm out. I mean, that's what fat people do, right? So it's going to be hard today to say no. I would really like to get something to eat because I'm hungry. And when I'm out and about, the options are plentiful. However, most of them are not particularly healthy. So we'll see if we can control ourselves and get home without doing any damage to my waistline. I haven't weighed myself. I think I weighed Monday, and that was the last time I weighed. I've been trying to weigh myself more often. I didn't used to. I used to think you really should only weigh once a week. Any more than that, and you can get seriously sidetracked by the fluctuations. They can really become a distraction and sometimes disheartening. The fluctuations on the scale can be from so many things that it's almost impossible to pinpoint. Now, if I went today to some crazy, like, let's say I went to a pizza buffet and got my money's worth, I'm going to weigh more on the scale tomorrow. That's kind of like a duh kind of thing. But I could also not eat anything today except for a salad for dinner tonight and get on the scale tomorrow 2 pounds heavier. Here's my theories. I think some of which are scientifically based, which means they're not a theory. Here's my opinion. Let's put it that way. Clearly, it can be fluid. You can pee before you get on the scale, but there is fluid in your body, and it could be from things you drank a couple days ago. It could be your body could hold on to more liquid if you had a salty meal a day or two ago. It literally can be days worth of influence on the scale, on the weight you see on the scale at that exact moment. It can be what happened days before. Here's another one some people don't think about. It can be your sleep. There's a easy way to look at this that is, and also one of those duh kind of things, but it along the same lines. There is a little more sound logic to it. The more you sleep, the less you're awake, which means the less time you have to eat. But it's not just that. It's the metabolism of your body, not only during activity, but at night. Your metabolism's working at night. When you think about rest and recovery, those two go together because your body is recovering from either just your run-of-the-mill busy day for you, or it can be recovering from a hard exercise session or stress. Stress is another factor on the scale. Stress elevates levels of cortisol in your body, and cortisol, one of the side effects of cortisol is you begin to maintain or hold on to excess body fat. That's just how it goes. And of course, fat has weight. So there are a lot of factors that can go into your weight on the scale. And I just wanted to throw that out there today. Another thing I wanted to throw out there, somewhat humorous, was a discussion I had this morning with one of my coworkers who likes to indulge in the same hobby I do, and that hobby is judging people. Now, I've said people at the gym aren't judging you, and more than likely, people that are working out at the gym are not judging you. The people working at the gym sometimes do. And I would never say anything because I know that a lot of times my judgment is just judgment, and it's not exactly accurate. It's just the perception. But I'm going to tell you something that I believe is accurate. And it's a perception as well. So there's a guy, I've seen him around. I think maybe I know him from somewhere else. I wouldn't call him an acquaintance. It's just somebody I know from somewhere else. And I think I know where, which means I'm never going to probably talk to him. Pretty good sized guy. I mean, he's probably 6'1" or 6'2", kind of thick, a little bit belly, not bad. He probably weighs, I'd guess, between 225 and 240. Good sized guy. And he's exercising, he's doing nothing that really stood out to me. But then he came over and he got on the plate-loaded leg press. Now, the sled on the leg press, it's been a matter of debate since we got the machine, and even since we got the predecessor to this machine years ago when we first got a plate-loaded leg press, is how much does the sled itself weigh? If you didn't put any plates on, how much weight are you lifting by doing that? And I think my mind says 45 to 90, somewhere in there. In other words, 1 to 2 plates. And when I used it, I would only put on, like when I would journal my workouts, I would just write down the amount of weight that I put on the machine. I didn't bother with the weight of the sled because it wasn't a competition. But I wanted to make sure I was doing as much or more on every workout. I never like to go backwards on weight. He put 1 plate on each side. For those of you who don't do gym math, that's 90 pounds. I'm thinking, dude, that thing is at least 100 pounds less than your body weight. And if you're saying to yourself, yeah, but I mean, squatting your body weight. Okay, but this isn't a squat. This is a leg press. You are laying down, which means you're not lifting your body weight. You're just lifting the weight that's on the machine. And if you're 225, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say 225. Can you go up a flight of stairs? Because if you can, then you should be able to leg press your body weight, which means homeboy needs at least 2 more, if not 4 more plates on that machine. And when I say plates, I'm talking the wheels, big ones. Wheels, another old slang term. Wheels are 45-pound plates. Anyway, so that was my judgmental moment at the gym today. Like I said, I don't like to do it, but yeah, I do sometimes. What else? Anything fun at the gym today? I got to see some folks I hadn't seen in a while. Basically, if you weren't there yesterday and you weren't there last Friday, in your mind, it's my first day back. So, yeah. I got a lot of good to see you back, which was always nice. One of my sweet old lady friends, she's got to be, let's see, how old do we think she is? 150? No, she's not that old. 100 maybe. She said, she gave me a nice to see you, and I thought, well, you would have seen me last Friday if you would have been here, you lazy bum. No, I wouldn't say that. But and then I heard her say to the man next to her, who I talked to extensively yesterday, she said, isn't it nice to see him back? And he said, it is nice to see him back, which was, kind of makes you feel good. And then I cracked a joke because I had already started to walk away, and I kind of jumped back to him, and I was like, you guys do know I'm going to retire eventually. Next month will be 23 years I've been working in that room, so I don't know how much longer I got patience for. She said, well, when you do, you just come back. So yeah, that's kind of nice. Yeah, and I saw my buddy who was so disappointed to see me. He said, I was so happy you weren't here because I just thought for sure you won the Powerball. He always gives me shit about winning the Powerball. I'm like, no, not yet, bro. Let's hold on to hope. I'll brush my beard here for a minute. So anyway, yeah, other than that, nothing a whole lot new at the gym today. Same old, same old. Last Friday was really, really dead. Not a lot of people there. And today, not many more. So I guess Fridays is the new day for people to kind of slack off a little bit. And I'm okay with it. Just kind of a slow morning. I'm going to do some of the duties of my job and realizing that they are not as easy to do as I thought they would be one-handed. We keep a gallon jugs too, of disinfectant that we leave around the room for people to spray on the towels to wipe the machines down when they're done. And so today I saw one was empty, and I thought, I can go ahead and fill the spray bottles. That's not easy to do one-handed. So I made the necessary adjustments and a mess. Poured a little bit of disinfectant on the floor. But yeah, so that was one of the things I was trying to do today one-handed. Another thing I tried to do today one-handed, which there was just no way. So I kind of got over the initial hump two-handed and then was able to go one-handed from there. Was emptying the dehumidifier. We are in a building that has insulation issues in the ceiling, so we get some condensation in there. And of course, we also are in a building that has an indoor pool, and the HVAC can sometimes circulate that moisture around. So the gym can be humid, and which doesn't sound like a problem other than the fact that you're going to feel hotter and sweatier when you're working out. But it can also be a problem for rust on machines. And I can do all I want and all I can to lubricate the machines as often and as thorough as possible. But at the end of the day, the dehumidifier is necessary to also help in that battle. But when I got there today, the dehumidifier was full, which means it's not running. And I thought, I'm not sure I can empty this one-handed. But I did. It wasn't the easiest thing, but yeah, once we got the what do you call it? The reservoir, the reserve container, whatever. Once I got it kind of loose from the machine, I was able to just do it one-handed and dump it out the back door. Oh gosh, I made everybody listen to my preferred channel today on the music. That's not my preferred. It's one of my top 3. We use Pandora, and I don't know the Pandora channels like I know the XM channels, but yeah, on Pandora it's called Subculture, and I kind of dig it. It's nothing outlandish, but it's not exactly pop or rock. I guess it's considered alternative rock. But nobody complains because most people listen to their own music at the gym and don't care what I have on. And frankly, I've actually had a couple people say, man, I haven't heard this stuff since high school. This is great. So I'm like, cool. At least I got a few people that would be on my side if necessary. And it's not an issue, but anyway. All right, so I'm getting ready to pull in here to Walmart's. I'm going to stock up on some things, and then I'm going to head to the grocery store. So, see ya. All right, I'm done at the Walmart's. Walmart can be such a dangerous place. You get what you need, mostly, and then you find all kinds of other stuff that you don't necessarily need. You just want it. So I thought, like I've done before, that I would get a snack. And it's not the healthiest thing in the world, but as far as carbs go, it's not the worst either. So I like to go to the nut aisle and get some roasted salted pecans, which I always love. And then if they have roasted salted pecans, I might get a small snack bag of Dots pretzels and a thing of Easy Cheese. Today I was willing to skip the pretzels, but they didn't have the pecans. Look at the nut aisle next time you're in the store, Walmart or any grocery store, and it makes no sense to me. Planters, everybody sells Planters nuts, pecans, cashews, Blue Diamond almonds, all the nuts are there. But to get pecans, you have to get them on the baking aisle, and they're always raw. Except at Walmart. You can usually get roasted salted pecans at Walmart. But today you can't. Not at that Walmart. So I'm still hungry. Losing. Oh, there you aren't they? Anywho, I'm on the way to the grocery store now, which is dangerous because I know I can find something there to eat. It'll more than likely be something bad. If their bakery has a soft pretzel, it's going to be really hard to walk away from that. The only thing that helps keep me straight on Fridays is the thought of the tacos I'm going to have tonight from Latin Flavors. Do Zero. And that kind of helps me stay in check. Kind of makes me not want to eat anything at all until tonight, but problem is, and I could have the discipline and whatever else you might want to call it, to go all the way till dinner time without eating anything. The problem is, then I want to overdo it. So it's better to have a little something now than a normal sized meal tonight. Haven't exercised yet. Have no idea how many steps I have. I've been on a good run of getting my 10,000 a day. I just went back a few nights ago and looked, and I missed one. I missed a day a couple weekends ago. I think it was the weekend I was really not feeling well. I still managed to get like 9,800. I was just shy, and I could kind of kick myself. I had a good streak going before my surgery, and now I'm starting over. So anyway, it'll do me some good to get back on track there. Might do me some good to skip a meal or two today, get my weight back on track. The lowest I was prior to my shoulder surgery was 255. The other day I weighed and was 261.2. So I did, as much as I didn't want to get back into the 260s, I also didn't want to have shoulder surgery. Every time I have a surgery of any kind, orthopedic, I gain weight. It changes my routine, my eating routine, my drinking routine, my exercise routine, my sleep routine. It changes all these things that factor into your weight. And yes, I know it's really just mostly about self-discipline, but you know, when you're used to just going to your garage or your gym and spending a few hours, and even if it's just walking on the treadmill for however long you want to walk on the treadmill, or even stuff like yard work, things like that. Well, then you're injured or recovering from a surgery, and you just can't. You're gonna gain some weight. So, oh, I wish you could see my dash cam from the brainiac across from me. Go ahead, sir. I'll let you go. Oh, that guy thought I was waving at him. No, sir, I'm not waving at you. You can go all the way to hell. Look at this lady. Goodness gracious, the dash cam would be fun to watch today. One of these days, I'm going to figure out how to put my dash cam footage onto this video, just for hoots. But, not today. I'm going to a different Publix, mostly because I needed to go to a different Walmart. And today, I'm at a different Publix. I'm going to let this person... No, I'm not either. They're going to have to suck it if they want the space I'm about to take. There's others. They're going to have to work around me. Alrighty. Now, I'm at the grocery store. Can I get in and out without buying anything too crazy? Sorry, I pull all the way into my space because a truck my size, which to me isn't a big, I mean, it's a full-size truck, but it's not a crazy big truck. I always feel like I'm sticking out in the back, so I make sure I am all the way up. Front and rear bumpers have little spots where you might tell that I always pull and or back all the way in. Anywho, I'm going to finish my drink before I go in and maybe listen to the radio for a little bit. See you later.